Good morning and welcome to a day in the life of a PCT hiker. So today I'm going to take you through my daily routine. So the very first thing I do when I wake up is I undo the valve of my mattress and deflate my pillow. Now I have breakfast. Shorts on. And I tuck the inflation bag just inside the mattress very slightly and then finish rolling it up. And I tuck it over the valve just to give the valve a little bit of protection. And the pillow. And I'll bring everything up to the doorway to make it easier when I pack. Get my toothbrush and toothpaste out. Oh, shoot on. And now I can go and relieve my bladder. Time to do my teeth. Toothbrush away. Sunscreen, pretty important. Good morning, it is day. So it's time to take care of my morning deposit. So I'm looking for a place where I can dig my cat hole. So a cat hole is a place where you bury your feces. Things I'm looking for, obviously I don't want the ground too rocky. I want to be able to dig into it. If I can, I like it to be nice rich soil, so it's going to break down everything. And at least 200 feet from any water source or potential water source. So something that's dry now, but it's going to be have water when the snow melts. And obviously well off trail. So I'm going to search for a good spot. This looks like a good spot. Sometimes once I start digging, I realise I have to relocate just because the ground is not suitable. That's better. And then when it's the depth of my little trowel, then I'm happy with it. And now I can go off and yeah, it's got to be a decent size up top as well. So now I can use it, and you don't need to see that. I've been walking for 1 hour now, so time for my first snack. And my first snack is always a Snickers bar. And I eat it while I'm walking. And it is hour 2, so it's snack time. Alright, I am going to have a gel, and this is Montana huckleberry. So I just rip the top off, ensure that that actually goes in my pocket so that I'm not littering. And then I set it up so that I'm holding my hiking pole and the gel. As I walk, I can squeeze the gel out. I've been drinking steadily as I go, but basically the way I've got it set up, I just open the cap. That's it. I use my my arm just to push the water through. Nice and easy. As I'm about to cross a water source and start climbing, I'm going to do a water check. See how far ahead the next water is to know whether I need to fill up here or not. So first thing I do is confirm my location. Okay, and the little blue dot has just appeared there, so now I turn location off to save battery. And then I click on the water source, and then click on the blue and scroll up, and it tells me here in 3.7 miles is my next water source. And just to confirm there is water at that water source, I click on that, and it's now brought me to the description of the water source, and I go to comments and So it doesn't look like a very nice water source. Do the same thing, I go back to about, scroll up, so 0.6 miles from that one, and comments, and it's basically a lake, so it's definitely got water. Okay, and that is in 4.3 miles is water. So given I'm about to go up a hill, I have half a litre of water. I'm not going to fill up. Yeah, so that's how I check my water on gut hooks. Hour 3 done, so time for the next snack. And it is, let's go with some energy chews. Yum. That's 4 hours, so time for my next snack. And I'm going for something solid. This is the only granola bar I've found that I don't mind because it's not too sweet. Comes in 2 parts, so I get the first one out and put this back into my pack till I've finished the first one. Oh. Yeah, it's quite nice. Now I have dessert, which is gummy bears and Sour Patch Kids. Just a handful, give it a nice sweet flavour after my savoury. So that lunch break was just under 30 minutes, which is about normal, and that was actually the first rest that I've had. The only times I took my stopped and took my pack off were to filter water and go to the toilet. Six and a half hours, time for my next snack. 1.5 hours, time for another snack. And what am I gonna have? I'm gonna have some more energy blocks. And there they are. Half hours, so time for another snack. My little water bottle's getting a bit empty, so I need to do a refill. All done. Half hours. Gonna have the last of my energy chews. I hold them in my fingers and my poles in the bottom hand, so I can still use my poles as I'm walking. And then, now that my current one's finished, rearrange the fingers and continue. Right, it is 5:30, so it's distance check time. Let's see what we're at. Okay, so there's a little dot on there, so I turn the distance off, and it tells me 2508.6. So now I go to my spreadsheet, enter in 2508.6, and that tells me I have done 25.6 miles today. And now looking at that, so I can stop pretty much any time I want because I've made good time already. But it's 5:30, so I still want to walk for probably another hour. So another hour is 2.5, so that looks pretty good. There's a large creek and tent site, and the comment says strong flow but silty water. Ugh. Okay, so we'll try the next stream back. Shitwat Creek, good flow. Okay, so that looks like the place to go, and it's got a bridge which will make it easy to see which one it is. That's in 2 miles. So if I fill up water there and then I actually head up to the large tent site 0.5 miles further on. So that's my evening planning session. Oop. So 2 miles to water, 2.5 miles to camp. It is 10 hours 30, but I'm not going to bother with the snack because I am so close to the campsite now. Yeah, less than half an hour from camp. it's time to start looking for a campsite. So this is all about my evening routine. Hat and sunglasses off, and these go in the corner of my tent with the sunglasses under the hat to protect it. Now shoes and socks off, and time for a wash. That's the first thing I do before getting into the tent. Have to smack the dust off the shoes. Gaiters onto their hooks. And always shake the socks off, and then I just get the worst of the dust off with the socks. And then I turn the sock inside out. Once again, give it a good shake, get rid of as much dust as I can. And then I put them on my little sock drying line to let them air out overnight. For the purposes of the video, just to keep it out of the way, I'm just going to put them to the side. And that would normally go on my little line as well. And then the shoes just get put to the side. Now my toiletries repair kit bag is where I keep my wet ones. Wet ones are kept in a Ziploc bag because they leak. And I've actually gone off wet ones. I'm actually going with the makeup remover cleansing towels. I find these do a whole lot better job. I got one because I was forced to. It was the only wet one style that I could find. And found I really like them. So always start with the face. So the reason I like these makeup ones is they tend to stay moist for longer. And then I do my feet. Heels is somewhere that I make sure I get rid of all of the dust, because that's a potential rubbing spot. But I'm lucky today because there's not a lot of dust. But I do take a lot of attention with my feet and make sure they are clean every single night. Normally by now the Wet One brand has completely run out of moisture, and I have to use my water to get them moist. But this towelette is still moist and is still doing a good job cleaning. Alright, now I can get in my tent. This is going to be used tomorrow to clean my pegs before I put them away in the peg bag, and to clean my hands after I've finished rolling up my tent. Alright, so next task is get dinner on. Everything I need is in this one little bag. The bag's not to keep it waterproof, it's just to keep it all together. I have a cup cozy which I need to take off, and then wrapped in my tea towel is everything. My lid, tea towel, lighter, and my little stove. Stove is super simple. I just flick the edges up, flick the handle up, and then screw it in. Ready to go. Fill my cup. Making sure always putting the lid back on the water bottle so I don't accidentally spill it. Cup goes on top, and then my super expensive tinfoil lid goes on the top. And then I just put everything in the cozy and put it to the side. And my tea towel I fold up because I'm going to sit my hot meal on top of it. I get my meal out and ready. Tonight I'm having my favourite, which is pad thai. So that's in a Ziploc, and then my foil bag, which is New Zealand backcountry cuisine, freeze dry meal, and have my spoon ready. And I get my dessert out. And then I get my mattress. In my case here I have my pillow. And that's just a nice blow up. There you go. I don't inflate it fully, I still want it a little soft. Also in here is a plastic bag, so when it's cold I'm keeping all of my things at the bottom of my sleeping bag so they don't get the water filter doesn't get it wet. And then my mattress, and roll it out. Undo the valve, and then I attach my high-tech inflation device, which is a kitchen bin liner, because they're nice and tough. And I've just cut the corner off and wrapped a rubber band around it, and then I just feed the hole over the valve, pull the rubber band down so that keeps it on, and then inflate that, and that inflates the mattress. And this saves me having to blow it up with my breath and get all dizzy from lack of oxygen as I'm blowing it up. But also it stops moisture getting into the bag from your breath, which has got a lot more moisture than the surrounding air. And that moisture in your mattress can, in the right conditions, cause mould. And I prefer not to have mould. I don't bring my water to the full boil. I just start to have the first bubbles coming up and make sure it's nice and hot. Alright. Then I just pour the boiling water in the bag. That's why I always use freezer Ziploc bags. Give it a stir, especially to mix in the peanut butter. And then seal it up, making sure I take out all of the air, because that then gets the water through everything. Alright, and it goes in my cozy. Do the top of it up. And then this sits on the towel I have sitting just to protect the tent floor from the extra heat. And then I continue inflating my mattress. And I fold up my fancy inflation device. And get my sleeping bag out so it can puff up. And I undo it because I have a zip on it, though when I get home I'll be converting this bag to a quilt, because I never have it zipped up when I'm in it. Right, so that's all done. Now I turn my sat phone on so that I can send my nightly location to Mum. This is the Iridium Extreme. Once it's connected to the satellites, I just press this button on the side here. It brings up my location, and then I say send. And it sends a email to Mum. And the email has a link to a map that she can click on and then see where on the map I am, which is pretty cool. And I fold up my toilet paper for the next day. So I keep a day toilet paper and then my main supplies, so that my main supply never gets wet. And yes, I'm a folder, not a scruncher. Hence why I fold the toilet paper at night and have it sitting in my bag ready to go. And I've got it down sussed. I have 3 double squares. That's for my morning ablution. And then I have usually around 7 single squares. Now take note, all of this toilet paper, once it has been used, gets put into my dirty toilet paper bag after my morning ablution. That toilet paper gets wrapped up in other toilet paper. And then it goes into my dirty toilet paper bag. So I carry out all of my toilet paper. And then I have, in most of the bags they've had a different colour each side, so I know which is which toilet paper. Now it's got a little hole, so that's now how I know which side is which. now I update my spreadsheet with my location, my times for the day and that. Yeah, then I eat dinner and type up my blog, and then I generally snack for a while and read. As soon as I finish snacking, put my food bag into the ursack. It's got a little picture on how to tie the knot. My food bag, even when it's full, fits perfectly in the ursack. And then when I go up to do my final toilet of the evening, I then tie this around a tree. Yeah, that is my evening routine. Now that I'm in my tent, my job is to get rid of any mosquitoes that have come in with me. Once I do that, I can then relax completely and get into my evening routine. Now the next job is cleaning my feet. Look at that. That's a relatively clean day. And another thing normally I would be doing outside, but I can't, is cooking. Of course, a warning, if you're going to be cooking in your tent, be very careful you don't burn your tent, because these are very flammable. I've done this before, so I'm well aware of it. And then my lid is just some tin foil, aluminum that I've cut out, and it just goes over the top. The other thing when cooking in a tent, don't do anything else while it's cooking, so you don't risk knocking it over inside your tent. It doesn't take long to cook. So I'm not going to risk moving around and doing anything else now. I know I can do those things from experience. So yeah, it doesn't take much for you to forget something and knock it over. The last thing you want in your tent is boiling hot water. Now I put this off to the side. Once again, this is normally done outside whenever possible. It's just because the mosquitoes are ridiculous that I'm doing it inside. This is still a bit warm, so I'm not going to take it apart. I usually do that just before I start eating my dinner.